right, back with the WMAY morning news feed with that winter storm warning with us until 6, which means don't go out if you don't need to. All right, if it's not an emergency, stay home, get some hot chocolate, listen to us, read a newspaper, just relax, do some yoga, pick up around the house, maybe finish the laundry you forgot to finish, or whatever it may be. Just don't go out. There's no reason for you to. We've got winds blowing, drifting snow. And we heard from Illinois State Police District 9 Commander Jody Huffman earlier saying that as of right now, they have a no-tow order, meaning if you do go out and you get stuck, they're not going to allow for tow trucks out right now just because of the way the conditions are. So let's get through the next half a day or so, and then crews can start cleaning things up even more so than they have been to ensure for critical infrastructure. But definitely just be cautious, all right? Be smart and leave plenty of space between you and others if you do have to venture out. But, of course, officials saying now is not the best time. Speaking of officials, it is the WMAY morning news feed. I'm Greg Bishop. Let's talk now with the acting Springfield Police Chief, Ken Scarlette. He joins us here on the WMAY morning news feed. Ken, thanks for taking time with us as the acting chief. For people who aren't familiar with you, give us a bit of a background here. Who is Ken Scarlette?
Well, first of all, let me say thanks, Greg, for giving me the opportunity to come on the air. Certainly appreciate this chance, and I find myself sitting on the couch with a nice cup of warm coffee as we speak. Yeah, who am I? Well, born and raised here in Springfield, had the opportunity to enjoy many of the great programs and whatnot throughout the community. I've been a Springfield police officer my entire adult life, spent almost 24 years now with the agency. Took this job right out of high school right out of college, and had the opportunity to work my way up through the chain of command, experiencing several different divisions and whatnot. And now in a position where I look forward to the opportunity to lead this agency into the future.
So you've got a long history with Springfield in particular. How does that help you moving into this position as the acting chief and aiming for being appointed the chief and approved by the Springfield City Council?
Well, I think it means that I'm certainly familiar with the processes and policies that we have here in place at the agency. I've had the opportunity, again, like I said, to experience several different divisions throughout the agency. So I know how our agency is run. I believe it's a successful professional organization. And again, I'm just looking forward to the opportunity to take this agency and to help our men and women get to the next level.
Ken Scarlette joins us. He is the acting Springfield Police Chief here on the WMAY morning news feed at 7:15. And as the acting chief, you're already in the job. So while we've got this weather emergency going on, what kind of public safety message do you want to convey to listeners out there who are tuning in this morning to hear about the weather and how first responders are responding?
Well, I would reiterate a lot of what you've already said. It's all about public safety of our citizens out there who are driving, and safety of our officers who are out there responding, and other folks that are working through this treacherous storm. I would say if you don't have to get out, please don't get out. Use this as an opportunity to relax in your house, get caught up on some stuff like you mentioned, and give the first responders, give the road crews, give the ambulance services, all those folks, give them the opportunity to get the city and the roadways back in working order.
Ken Scarlette with us on the WMAY morning news feed. Ken, of course, you mentioned you've been able to experience a lot of the different capacities at the Springfield Police Department, and you were several decades there already. And now as the acting chief, preparing to be the chief appointed and approved by the city council. Surely you've seen some of the worries there are about state legislation and all the politics. I'm not going to ask you to get involved in sounding off on those politics, but what do you see as the future for the Springfield Police Department when it comes to recruitment, when it comes to maintaining police, when it comes to bringing about a more diverse force that's reflective of the community? How do you approach those goals, given the atmosphere some say is going to make it more difficult for recruitment and retainment?
Well, let me start with some of the challenges, and you mentioned a lot of them. The immediate challenge that we have here with our agency is manpower, and that will be one of my top goals, is to do our best to hire competent, qualified officers who can do this job. And what I've said all along is the best recruiters are the men and women that currently work for us that understand how the aspects and components of this job. And I know that they can go out and find qualified candidates who they trust and who they see as the next generation of law enforcement. Chief Winslow set the bar high when it comes to community policing, community engagement, and I think that's something that we as an agency need to continue. And because of those efforts in the community, I know that we can find those qualified young men and women who are willing to step up and be our next generation of law enforcement officers, whether that's um, through local services or whatever the case may be. Again, just the outreach with our grassroots community leaders are ways that we go about increasing the minority representation of this agency. That will constantly be a goal of mine. We have a great group of minority officers right now and only looking to increase and expound upon that.
We've got, of course, a city of 10 aldermen and the mayor, and there was some excitement on the city council when, for first reading Tuesday, your name was read. We'll see that process play out, and I imagine you'll be speaking in front of the city council. You've already done that to a degree, and that's involving the budget. For those who haven't tuned in, what does the Springfield police budget look like for the coming fiscal year?
Well, I think the biggest focus is going to be on crime reduction, and like I just talked about, the immediate manpower concerns and needs. So when I talk about crime reduction, there's technology components out there that we have put into last year's budget as well as this coming budget, technology that will help us kind of form that layered approach to the crime reduction, whether that's the use of the license plate readers, predictive analytics, various other software support solutions, just to go to add on top of our community policing concept and philosophy. And adding all those different layers together will help with the crime reduction. And that's really what we're after as an agency is keeping the crime numbers down, keeping our community safe moving forward. So that's really what our budget is focused on: personnel and technology and resources.
Ken Scarlette is the acting Springfield Police Chief, joining us here on the WMAY Morning News Feed. And finally, here we've got, of course, as I mentioned, 10 aldermen and the mayor. So I'm excited. Are you hearing some questions and concerns that they've already raised with you directly?
Well, there's always been, I've had a good relationship with all the city council as well as the mayor. And first and foremost, I need to say I'm grateful for the mayor taking the opportunity to vet me and have a sincere, serious process when it came to finding the next chief. So I am certainly grateful for what he went through as far as the process is concerned. I've had a great relationship with the council up to this point. We've had numerous conversations with each individual alder person about various issues within their ward. So I'm sure those conversations will continue. I think that I've proven to each one of the council members that I'm serious about crime and I'm serious about the protection and the safety of our residents, and I'm serious about hiring quality officers and increasing those numbers.
Ken Scarlett's the acting Springfield Police Chief. And Ken, I got to say, I had a listener send me a picture via text saying you were already out there yesterday helping people out by even helping somebody who got stuck in some snow. People are seeing the work already as the acting police chief. So greatly appreciate you taking the time. I imagine we will connect again in the future to help promote some recruitment efforts. But even if there's some issues that arise that's maybe aren't the easiest to talk about, hopefully we can connect with those as well. Greatly appreciate it. Be safe out there and best of luck.
Thank you very much. If I could just end on a quick note, it is the men and women out there that do the job day in and day out, especially during this hairy time with the snow. I certainly appreciate their efforts. They're the ones to be commended on the great work that they do for our organization, our agency, and our city should be extremely proud of our officers that we have on this force. So, Greg, thanks for the opportunity. I look forward to future conversations.
Absolutely. It is the WMAY morning news feed now at 7:21, and we've got that forecast, which